So in our team we've got 2 players, 2 out of 3 who use pimples. Hannah uses it on her backhand. I think she uses it to change the pace quite a lot, to vary the game. She tries to get the ball spinny to her a little bit slower so she can attack with her pimples quite strongly. For Soraya, she's playing with pimples on both sides, and she's really just going for this aggressive type of game where she's taking the pace off the ball, sometimes on the backhand, and then really going for the hard ball flat with the forehand, making the opponent spin the ball a little bit higher and then looking to nail the point on the next shot.
Short pimples is a rubber that I use on my backhand side. Mainly I use it for a change of pace and rhythm and just some variation with my shots. I think I've mainly it's more snappy, short and punchy. I like it because the opponents aren't used to it, and it's mainly just completely different because I can do different techniques compared to a smooth rubber.
I think my style is just really quick and early, so I find pimples really easy. So yeah, I hit the ball really early and quick. So I'd say obviously the people with non-pimples, they probably spin it more, whilst I just slap it and punch.
I would say pimples on the backhand is more for creating opportunities to get in with a strong forehand. Whereas if you have pimples on the forehand, I would say that's more of a shot that you would try to just win the point with, because on the forehand you can generate a lot more power than on the backhand, so that's really the shot you're trying to kill.
I think I like the combination because on the forehand I can spin one and after I can punch it with my backhand.
I think the advantage that having it on just one side is you're able to generate quite a lot of spin on the serve with the smooth rubber. I think for the players playing with pimples on both sides, it's a little bit tricky to get a lot of spin on the serve. I think we work quite a lot on changing the pace on the serve and the length of the serve quite often when they're using pimples on both sides, just so they can have a little bit of variety with not as much spin as if they were playing with a smooth rubber.
I used to have non-pimples on both sides, but I don't think I was the type of person to really spin the ball much. So pimples, I just decided to have pimples really, because I don't spin that much. I think I'm just a person that hits it really early, and I really like it because it's just really quick and sudden, so my opponent gets really confused.
I think a positive of being able to play against pimples is, well, because sometimes it can be a bit limited. Sometimes, I don't know, if you have long pimples you can't spin it as well. I think it's harder to play against smooth people, but then if you have pimples it's easier to vary the pace and vary the spin, the way the ball comes back to the opponent.
Yeah, I think it can be quite difficult playing against somebody with pimples. I think there's a lot of players out there who think, I don't like playing against pimples, and maybe it's stuck in their head a little bit that they don't like playing against the pimple rubber. But I think if you're playing against it with one side, obviously you've got the variety of different pace coming back at you all the time, and obviously the combination of both, and sometimes even when they twiddle it's a little bit difficult because you're thinking they have it on the one side, and when it comes with the other side you're not really prepared for it. I think with the both sides it can be a little bit difficult because the ball is coming a lot slower. You have to do a lot more with the ball most of the time. But I think it just changing the rhythm, and it's totally different to what you're normally used to if you are playing against pimple both sides. There's not many players out there with pimpled rubbers on both sides, so it does just change how the game is, how the rhythm is, and makes you think a little bit more about what you've got to try and do to get through that player, especially if they're pretty steady on block both sides as well.
I would say it's more of a 50-50. I know how to play them because I have it myself, so I understand it quite well. But just being able to do what I need to do is the hard thing. I think it's good to practice with people, because once you practice with something like that more often, it'll get easier and become normal.
I don't really mind who I play against, but I'd probably say non-pimples is probably easier, because sometimes the spin with pimples, it just goes a bit different.
I prefer playing without pimples because I feel I can spin the ball better, and I think it's easier to play with more consistency when you don't have pimples, and you can just generate heavy spin and consistency.
I think sometimes people go to pimples if they can't generate spin with one side, or if they are playing a little bit flatter with the smooth rubber. Maybe it's a little bit more effective for them to go into pimples so it becomes even flatter rather than just hitting with a smooth rubber. I think some people's games a little bit, if they are pushing quite a lot, it gives you the opportunity to play the hard ball if they're spinning up a little bit weaker. If you don't feel so confident on the first open up, then maybe it's an option to change to pimples so that you can be more aggressive with the block.